Cindy Cohen is an executive coach, former biopharma operator, and founder of Alefitt. Over a 20-plus year career, she has helped leaders navigate complex decisions, build and lead cross-functional teams, and advance promising science from development to patients. Today, she coaches executives and is building Alefitt, a platform focused on helping leaders find the right coach for their needs. Cindy, welcome to the program today.
Hi, Michael. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. I've been looking forward to this conversation with you because oftentimes I meet with coaches who are running independent coaching practices. And of course, that's exciting. And oftentimes the realization of their ambitions when they were working in corporate careers. But your situation is a little bit different. So I really am excited to hear more about it.
Awesome.
So you've spent more than 20 years helping leaders navigate complex decisions in biotech, and now you coach executives. What did you see that convinced you that the coaching industry needed a different model?
What I saw was that finding a great coach often felt harder than it should be. Leaders don't always know how to evaluate coaches, and coaches don't always know how to reach the leaders they can help most. Throughout my career in biotech, I've seen firsthand how transformative the right thought partner can be. So I kept coming back to the same question. What if we can bring more clarity and intention to the matching process? That question ultimately became Alefitt.
So what is your vision for Alefitt?
My vision is to make it easier for any leader seeking clarity or support to find a coach who's truly right for them. Over time, I would want Alefitt to become the place where leaders find the right coach and coaches connect with the clients they can help most. At its core, Alefitt is about helping the right coach and the right leader find each other.
And that makes a lot of sense to me. I think that there are other portals online that help buyers and customers meet and get matched. In the dating world, of course, many people are aware of that. But in the coaching world, there are platforms already existing too. There are numerous coaching platforms out there. What makes Alefitt unique amongst that field?
So most coaching platforms, I would say, start with a directory of coaches. At Alefitt, we believe great coaches are more than profiles in a database. Every coach brings a unique combination of experience, perspective, and style. And we focus on understanding what makes each coach unique and connecting them with leaders who can benefit most from their expertise. We believe coaching is too important to leave to chance, which is why our focus on thoughtful matching. We also believe that the economics should work for both sides. Leaders should be able to access coaching that fits their needs and budget, and coaches should be able to grow their practice without giving a significant portion of their fees. Better matching helps create value for both.
So something you said there is going to catch the attention of the coaches who are watching this, because that's my audience, new and aspiring executive coaches. And they are very much interested in getting their careers started by working with coaching platforms. But one of the big downsides to now has been the fact that the coaching platforms often take a significant portion of the revenue and therefore leave the coach feeling a little undervalued in some cases for the hard work that they have done developing over years, their coaching skills, their unique style, and bringing to bear all the leadership experience that they often have. So it's demoralizing in a way. I've talked with some of these coaches who feel like they don't really have a choice but to accept the bargain that's being handed to them. And you're offering something altogether different with Alefitt, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that they worry about, Cindy, is that platforms commoditize coaching. How are you thinking about creating value while also serving clients?
I think that's a legitimate concern. Many platforms create value by driving prices down or treating coaches as interchangeable. That's not how we think about coaching. Coaches are not commodities. Every coach brings a unique combination of experience, perspective, and style. So our goal is to help coaches spend less on marketing and more time doing what they do best, coaching. When the right coach and the right leader find each other, everyone benefits. We succeed when coaches succeed.
Who do you think is the ideal client for the Alefitt model?
Yeah, the leaders who typically come to Alefitt are navigating an important challenge. Opportunity or a transition. They may be leading change, stepping into a new role, building a company, or trying to determine what's next. What they have in common is a desire for greater clarity, stronger leadership, and better outcomes. We help them find a coach who's a right fit for their goals and circumstances.
How long do you think the average matching process would take for a client that comes to the platform?
Less than 24 hours.
Oh, that's really quick. And are they offered multiple matches?
Yes, they are. A typical leader can get up to three coaches.
So then there is the potential for the coach that they may not get the engagement, but that's true in the real world too. I mean, I've often had to meet with a client alongside other coaches whom I'll never meet. I just meet the client, but I know that they're also meeting other coaches, and of course, I don't get all the engagements that come my way because of that. And I guess that's just as much true on the Alefitt platform.
Yeah, we believe the match matters, right? And if you provide one coach, what we think might be a good match might not be a good match for the coach or the client. So we want to provide options.
Oh, interesting. So it's also possible that the coach might find that it's not ideal for them to work with this client.
Absolutely. There's choices on both sides.
Hmm. So you told me who might be the ideal client for Alefitt. What about the coach side? What do you think is the ideal coach for Alefitt?
Yeah, the coach who thrives on Alefitt are those who combine strong coaching skills with meaningful real-world experience. Many clients, in my experience, will want a thought partner who understands the context they're operating in, whether that's leading teams, scaling companies, or navigating complex decisions. We also value coaches who are genuinely invested in the client's growth and focus on long-term impact.
Thanks for saying that. We've had some conversations offline, so I know a little bit more than is being revealed in this interview, and I'd like to just ask a question based on something that we talked about previously, which is in the world of traditional executive coaching, coaches might think of an engagement as being 6 months. In a short engagement, it might be 3 months. That has been a short engagement for me, especially when there's a sponsor involved. Typically, the sponsor is committed to 3 months, 6 months, and sometimes increasing the length of that. I think with Alefitt, there isn't a set period for an engagement. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Because each problem or each goal might require different levels of engagement. And so we provide that flexibility. You can have as many as a 6 month engagement or as few as a one engagement. I have had the experience where one client comes to me and we've solved what she needed to solve in one engagement.
In one engagement, meaning a single session,
Yes, a single session. That's right.
right? Yeah. And this to me seems very client centric in that I'm going to probably offend some people who really appreciate the traditional engagement of 6 months. I mean, that's great for the coach, but from my experience, sometimes what happens is that, as you've noted, the objectives for the engagement may have been met before the period that was set out by the agreement is exhausted. Right? For example, we might be done essentially at 4.5 months, but we still have a month and a half left on our agreement, and then we may set a new objective or continue to build and reinforce. But the original driving force, that motivation, has changed. So this is a long way of saying that this may be a model that works really well for clients and maybe makes coaches feel a little bit hesitant about seeing that the old model, which they appreciate, kind of fading into the background. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think flexibility is important. I think on both sides, on the part of the client and on part of the coach, right? The opportunity to update your goals as you progress in the engagement is important. So we provide that flexibility.
Yeah, so I think this is something for coaches to potentially wrap their head around, this idea of a very client-centric model that is also designed and developed to be beneficial for the coach too, because we talked about your interest in ensuring that coaches also feel rewarded fairly through the platform. Can you hire a team coach through Alefitt?
Yes, absolutely. While Alefitt currently focuses primarily on individual coaching, many of our coaches have experience working with teams and leadership groups. Over time, I expect team coaching and leadership development to become an increasingly important part of what we offer.
And might that include even facilitation, offsite support, that sort of thing?
Potentially, yes.
Hmm. Right. So there is the opportunity for Alefitt to grow in the services that can be procured by buyers.
Absolutely. We're just beginning.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really exciting, Cindy. How should someone get started with Alefitt as a coach?
Yeah, so the process is simple. Leaders can visit alefitt.com, share what they're looking for, and begin a conversation with a recommended coach. Coaches who are interested in joining can submit a profile and we'll explore if there's a mutual fit.
So it really is quite simple, and there isn't a registration fee for coaches.
No,
I'm very excited about what you've put together, and I know that you've put a lot of time and energy into this. So I hope that people who are watching this will go to alefitt.com, which is alefitt.com, correct?
yes.
And are there any pointers that you would provide to coaches to kind of get the most out of the experience, to understand how best to imagine their place on Alefitt?
Yes. So when a coach creates their profile, they have the option to tell us what they're looking for, what their preferences and what their styles are. And we use that information to match them to clients.
And I wonder, Cindy, are you still coaching clients yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Coaching remains one of the most meaningful parts of my work. It keeps me connected to the challenges that leaders face every day and helps me stay grounded on, in what coaches and clients need.
And I think that makes a lot of sense that you would stay in touch with the industry by being involved in it, not just as the founder of a coaching platform, but also as a working executive coach yourself. Yeah, that's terrific. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add that you want our audience to know about?
At the end of the day, coaching is about helping people move forward. So if you're a leader looking for the right partner or a coach looking to make a greater impact, I invite you to explore Alefitt and see if it's a fit for you.
Well, Cindy, this has been really enjoyable for me to learn more about what you have put together, and I wish you much success in the future for Alefitt, because what you are doing is revolutionary in the coaching platform business, and something that's really, really good for coaches and clients. And I appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Michael.